Hey guys, it is Tuesday. So I'm excited to be talking to you guys today. As you can see on the title, it is struggle with. This is really good. If you're in ladies, if you're in my support group right now, I've been asking you guys, what are you struggling with? And the top 3 things I asked, you asked if you were struggling with was outbreaks, stigma, or self-blame. So my whole thing, if you're in the support group, everybody is really explaining what they're still struggling with. I think it's great. So I thought that was a great thing to talk about here on live with you guys, with my YouTube family. So I love you guys, but I wanted to chime you guys in on this because a lot of us struggle with these top 3 things, which is outbreaks. After that, it's the stigma. And then after that is self-blame. All of these things kind of work hand in hand into each other. And I want to talk about each one of them today and explain to you why you keep struggling with these things. So number 1, outbreaks. The main reason you're struggling with outbreaks is because you don't even understand why you get them. All you know is that you contracted herpes and they say you're supposed to get outbreaks. Most of us have no clue what even caused an outbreak. And that's why we all struggle with outbreaks, because we have no clue what's causing them in the first place. Y'all hear me in all my videos, or even my older videos when I first started doing YouTube, asking you, what are your triggers? What caused your outbreaks? What is the reason you keep having outbreaks? Why are you having them so frequently? Why some people seem like they're having a lot of outbreaks and some people don't? Why are some people not having outbreaks at all? They have herpes, but they just never had an outbreak at all. So let's go into that. So you're going to have people, for example, for me, I only have like 1 or 2 outbreaks a year. No, out. Take it. So I have about 1 or 2 outbreaks a year. Okay. When I first, Angelo, go in the room. Yeah, baby. He played with this little computer game and he loves it. Okay. But it's a really good game. But anyway, so for me, I only have 2 outbreaks a year. When I first found out 9 years ago, I used to have about, probably the same, about 2 a year. 3 or 4 more if I'm really stressed, had a lot going on. I learned over time, I was like, why do I keep having these outbreaks? I don't understand why I keep having them. Main reason I keep having them is because it was stress. When I started learning how to keep my stress down, and when I mean keep my stress down, knowing how far I can go into being stressed. My whole thing is, you're going to have natural stress on your body. You're going to have mental stress. You're going to have physical stress, emotional stress. You can't run away from stress. I'm not telling you you can. You cannot. You're going to have stress, but you need to know how far you can go into your stress level. Many of us have some level. Some people can only stress a little bit and the outbreak is like, wow. And then some people, they can stress a whole lot and it don't bother them at all. Or for me, I have to get really stressed. I got to get to my last wit end, like I'm having a breakdown mentally and emotionally, and then an outbreak comes on. So my whole thing is, you have to know how far you can go with your stress level if stress is your main trigger. If you realize, oh my God, my life been stressful forever, my job is stressful, my kids stressful, my relationship stressful, my parents people just stressful, and you just used to stress, then that may not be an issue for you. That may not be your outbreak. You may have sex and the friction from sex. And when I mean friction, if you're not completely moist, for some ladies, you may not realize it's friction. If the guy is pretty big, he can cause you to stretch, things of that nature, but it causes irritation in the skin. So the breaking of the skin, so that can be cause of just him being fairly large. It could be the condom, you being allergic to a condom, or it's just a condom is no good. You need to use another one. Things of that nature that cause friction within the skin. Friction with the skin, it causes the skin to break the surface of the skin, and they can irritate and cause you to have an outbreak. So that's breaking of the skin is even stress on the skin physically. Okay, so a lot of people don't understand, like, well, friction, I don't understand. Every time I have sex, it seems like I'm having an outbreak. Well, that is stress for your skin, because now you're irritating your skin. You're rubbing it. This is for us. If you rub your hands together over and over, it gets hot. Same. Down there, you rub, it gets hot. Okay, it gets very hot and it breaks the skin over time. Okay, and that can cause you to have an outbreak. Another thing is menstrual cycle for many ladies. We cannot turn our menstrual cycles off only if you get on birth control, okay, for some women. So my whole thing is, when you have your menstrual cycle, boom, here comes your outbreak. For some other people, it's certain food. They eat chocolate, nuts, drinking alcohol. Some people it's ketchup. Some people it's all types of crazy stuff. So my whole thing, you have to figure out exactly what's causing you to have your outbreaks in the first place. And then let's talk to the people who do not have outbreaks at all. You went to the doctor, you found out you had herpes, and you ain't never had an outbreak. For you, I need to be real with you. You cannot stress about something that you do not have. Yes, I know you want to know, like, oh my God, you know, what it's going to be like, how it's going to feel, all this stuff like that. But you're so worried about it may cause you to have one. And this is the main reason why they do not like to test us, or even, this main reason they don't like to test us, because our mind calls us to open up a door to have, go. It opens up the door for us to have an outbreak, because now you're stressed to the max. You're focused on it. You're worrying about it. You know, you're doing everything to trigger it. Okay, to a certain extent. And now, boom, now you're having an outbreak. So this is the main reason doctors don't even like to test you for herpes. It's because the psychological distress that herpes cause is our issue. That is our biggest issue. That's why they don't want to deal with it. That's why they don't like to even say the word. They don't like to bring it up, because as soon as they tell you, we go into this mental frenzy. And it causes us to create outbreaks. It sounds crazy, but us hearing herpes creates some of these outbreaks for us. And also the other things that we talked about, which is the stigma and also the self-blame, also adds to the outbreak. So that's the reason why I talked about outbreaks first, because at the end of the day, these things kind of go hand in hand. Okay, so you find out about your outbreaks, you have them, you need to figure out why you keep having them. I talked to so many people who say, I keep having outbreaks back to back to back. And you keep asking me, well, I don't know why I keep having outbreaks. It's because you're worrying about you having outbreaks. That sounds kind of crappy, but the fact that you're worried about the fact that you keep having outbreaks is the reason why you keep stressing that you keep having outbreaks. I know it sounds really, really bad, but you have to stop stressing. You have to get to a point where, yes, you feel disgusting sometimes. Yeah, hold on one second, y'all. Hey! Angela, I can hear you in here. I cannot wait to get my office, y'all, and shut my kids out. Okay, anyways, but at the end of the day, that is the reason why y'all continue to have outbreaks, because you're so stressed about the fact that you're having an outbreak. Yes, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. These things are painful as crap sometimes. Some people is not as bad as others. I met so many people. I have talked to so many people, their outbreaks are not that bad. And then I met some people who could not sit down. They can't do anything. They have to take off work. So my whole thing is, you got to learn how to cope. And a lot of us are struggling to cope because you don't want to cope. I love you dearly, but you have no choice. I know that sounds mean, but you have no choice but to cope. Just like some people who have sickle cell or people who have lupus, they learn how to cope with their stress. They learn how to relax. They learn how to take their medicine, whatever they may have to do. If they have to take off work, they take off work. They do whatever they need to do to move forward. Is it easy? Absolutely not. I know people who have sickle cell. I know people who have lupus, and they be in so much excruciating pain, guys, where it hurts to move. Okay? But they learn how to say, you know what? Today is just not a good day. I'm taking it down. I'm doing whatever I need to do. If I need to go to the hospital, I need whatever. I'm going to do what I need to do. But after I feel better, I'm going to get up. I'm going to keep moving. But for us, we tend to shut our whole world down for weeks on end. And it's some people who have worse conditions to us that is in way more pain than we are. And they learn how to cope with what they're going through at that moment. They get up and they keep on moving with their life. Why are we not? Why are we not getting up and moving on? I'm just saying, yes, it don't feel good, guys. I don't want y'all to think that I don't be in pain. I be in pain just like you. It be itching. It be burning. I be like, take the vagina now. I don't want it. Throw the whole thing away. Just take the whole thing and throw it in the trash. I don't want it. I don't want one today. Don't give me one. I'm not a girl today. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I feel y'all. I don't want y'all to think I don't feel y'all, but I need y'all to understand, you stressing the fact that you have an outbreak is not going to change the fact that you have to go to work. It's not going to change the fact that you got to get up and you got to clean your body. It's not changing the fact that you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to do these things, go to school, whatever. It don't change that. It's nothing wrong with taking a day off or 2 days off if it's just that bad. I'm telling you, take physical breaks, mental breaks, emotional breaks. But at the end of the day, you have to understand You have to understand, you cannot sit still and let it continue to fluster. And you wonder why you keep having back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Sadly to say, if you don't get them under control, you continue to have them. And I know you don't want to hear that, but you have control. As much as we don't think we have control, we have way more control than you think. Our mental state controls everything. Why are you in here? Get out. Get out. So my whole thing, you got to understand your mental state has everything to do with your body. And we don't want to believe that. But your mind controls everything that happens to this. All your arms, your legs, your feet, your everything. Your mind controls it. And when you are not right up here, if you're not mentally together, herpes is your worst enemy. Because it is a mind thing. Herpes is more mental than anything. It's many other conditions out here. It's just your body is fully attacking you. Fully. Like it is your worst enemy. Your body is like you are outside source and I'm killing you at all costs. That's not us. Our whole thing is if we get our mind together, then we're able to control what happens from here all the way down from our body. We learn how to control it. But we are struggling here, and that's the reason why we continue to have those outbreaks. So the next thing I want to talk about is the stigma. And somebody on my page said something that I thought was so good. She talked about the fact that before, the stigma was hard for her because she was single. Angelo, go and sit down now. So my whole thing, she said it was hard for her because she was single. She didn't have anybody. She was scared to tell. Then after that, now she's in a really great relationship. I'm so happy for her. But she's in an amazing relationship. And now the hardest thing for her with the stigma is that fact that people are not educated. Why are we stressed about a stigma based off people being uneducated? Answer. I want some answers. Why are we stressed about a stigma based off people who are ignorant? Let's really be honest. We are upset and we are like literally want to kill ourselves and depressed and anxiety because people are ignorant. Now look at how that sounds to us. Now I'm saying it to you. You are stressed. You are depressed. You want to take your life because somebody is ignorant. That don't feel right, do it? It don't sound right. It's like, I'm about to take my life because you don't know no information? Nah, that don't make no sense. I know why I'm on this side of the fence now. I understand because I did not know is while I'm here. So why, since you are here because you did not know, then why are you so worried about people who do not know? I'm just being honest, guys. We stress about this. I'm only talking from experience. I've been you. I've been you who stressed about the stigma and what people gonna say or what people gonna think and who gonna out me, who gonna do this, who gonna do that. I was that, but then I had to come to realize they don't know as much as I didn't know, and now I'm on this side of the fence. And what I know now is because I got it. Just like if it's anybody else, you don't know nothing about many diseases other than being in the health field. And I meet so many ladies who are in the health field and still don't know because they just don't teach it. But at the end of the day, we're upset about them not knowing when we got to realize a lot of us are here. Majority of us are here because we did not know. So why are we living in a stigma and holding the stigma on top of ourselves based off ignorance or lack of education? Why hold on to a stigma that's based off lack of education? The stigma is not because it's real. It's because of lack of education, y'all. That's really all the stigma is based off. Like all stigmas that we see in this world are based off lack of education. Let's really be real. I'm an African-American woman. They say African-American women are promiscuous. We're this, we're that. We put it all out there. We ain't this, we ain't that. That's a stigma. That's not true. That's not true. And I can be mad and say, I'm not this and I'm not that, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I got to realize it's based off ignorance and what the world want to portray me as. Just the same way they're portraying us as this, that, this, and that. That's not true. So my whole thing, something my pastor said when I was listening to Bible study just a couple of minutes ago, he said, don't look at the facts, look at the truth. Ain't that good? Don't look at the facts, look at the truth. Your truth is, I know what I was doing. I know the decisions I made in my life. I know I'm not perfect. We all make mistakes. It's not one person in this world who have not made a mistake. Don't let nobody fool you because they got a little money. Don't let them fool you because they got some nice clothes. Don't let them fool you because they got a nice car. Don't let them fool you because they look like they life together. Baby, please, she don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes too. So don't let nobody fool you there. But I just want you to know, stop looking at the facts and look at your truth. And y'all always hear me tell y'all, what is your truth? What is your story? Because your story is different from my story. And her story is different from his story. And his story is different from homeboy's story over there. Nobody's story is the same. So they cannot put us all in a box and say, hey, everybody's like that. That's not true, especially for African Americans. We hear it all the time. All black people are the same. They lazy. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Okay? That is not true. Some of us are lazy, but that ain't all of us, okay? So with that being said, guys, we also have to understand. So we have to understand that we're worrying about something based off people not knowing. The main reason you're upset, typically a lot of us are upset, is because we did not know. But you cannot knock yourself for something you did not know. You can't. And this is where the self-blame goes into. The self-blame, hey, get out of the hallway. Out of the hallway. Go now. My kids be trying me, y'all. But, so my whole thing is, we go from worrying about what we do not know to worrying about what other people do not know to get to a point where we blame ourselves 100-fold and tell ourselves, I will never forgive myself for having herpes. I will never forgive that person for giving this to me. And I'm fine. You ain't got to never forgive nobody. But you better forgive yourself. Because you got to look at yourself every day. You got to clothe yourself every day. You got to pump yourself up every day. And you got to live with yourself every day. So I really, if you don't want to do that, I strongly suggest that you forgive everything involved so you can have peace of mind. But I'm trying to tell you, if you don't do nothing else, you better stop blaming yourself. Because at the end of the day, going back to the stigma, you're upset at everybody about putting that label on you because they don't understand. But then you're turning around and putting that same label on yourself and blaming yourself for the rest of your life or these next couple of months or these last couple of years or these last couple of weeks or a couple of days. You've been blaming yourself. I didn't know. I wish I knew. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. Oh, I'm so this and I'm so that. I'm this, I'm that. Oh, this and this and that. And you're crying. I mean, completely crying. You're crying yourself to sleep. All this stuff like that. And I'm not telling you, I did it. Listen to me. I did all of that. I cried myself to sleep. I did not wake up that whole weekend. I was in so much pain. I was balled up in a ball and I did not move. I was in my dorm room and I locked myself in that dorm room and I did not move. I did not eat. I did not drink. I did not want to pee. I didn't want to take a bath. I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't do nothing. I balled up in the ball and I stood there until I can go back to the doctor to get my medicine. Because my doctor wasn't able to see me because she had a family emergency. So I had to deal with the worst blisters of my life by myself in a room. Nobody there. My friends gone. Everybody away from me. Okay? And I was alone, y'all. I was alone. I had nobody. None of my close friends were near me. Everybody was a couple of miles who just couldn't drive to me or simply a couple of hours away from me. Who did not understand. I had people close to me. I just didn't want to tell them just like you did. I don't want to tell them. I think they're going to be judgmental. So I didn't tell them. I was by myself. And I blame myself over and over and over again. Like, Belisa, well, you know you was doing this. And Belisa, you know you was doing that. And you know you shouldn't have been doing this. You know you shouldn't do that. And you know this and you know that. And you know, I mean, I'm beating my ass. I'm not going to lie. Boop, 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 boop. I am tearing my behind up. I'm KOing myself. And then I had to wake up one day and say, you gonna let yourself beat yourself up? Why? At the end of the day, you're here because you did not know. And we always hear, well, you got to have responsibility. And you have to have consequences for your actions. You're right. But a lot of our consequences come from lack of knowledge. That's Bible, y'all. We perish for lack of knowledge. Most of us are living out, quote unquote, consequences because you did not know no better. And that sucks. But we got to be honest and stop saying, you did it, you knew better, blah, blah, blah. Most people just don't know no better. And it's sad. And you would think people will know better because they're this age or that age. Or they should know this and that. And their parents are this and this and that. But we got to be honest. It's a lot of us who just don't know some stuff. And I'm sure y'all can tell me some stuff like, oh, crap, I didn't know that. And I always say I learn something new every day. And we're always going to learn something new every day. But we cannot fault ourselves, but we're going to always get some type of consequences for not knowing something. If I'm in another country and I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, I'll get locked up or I'll get a ticket. I didn't know no better. But I'm still going to get the consequence for just because I went somewhere and I did not know. Because I went from my country used to what I'm doing and go somewhere else, and that happens to me. That's if you go to any country. You got to know those things, but we don't know those things. We go over there enjoying ourselves, but not thinking about the rules. The same thing in life. We go out here living our lives, not knowing the rules of life. And we lose a lot. We lose a lot because we don't know anything. But you learn with lessons and you learn with mistakes and things like that. And it's sucky. You would think, oh, we'll go through life. People will tell us everything and we good. It don't work like that because some of the people in our circle just don't know enough. And you learn that stuff with getting around other people, learning different stuff. But it's always going to be a moment where you just don't know something. And you're going to live out a consequence, or you're going to make a mistake or have to live, quote unquote, a lesson because you didn't know. You didn't know. So my whole thing is, number one, you're having outbreaks. You don't know why you're having them. You're living with the stigma because other people don't understand the stigma, and you living it out because you like, freaking, they don't know, I don't know, but I'm being labeled for something else I don't know about. That ain't fair. And then we're blaming ourselves for the fact that we did not know. And we feel like everybody should have told us. It's sad, but all of us live that out where it's some information that's just not shared to you until you learn it yourself. And now you have the ability to help somebody else and give them the information so they won't have to go through what you're going through. That's life, y'all. It sucks, but this is life. And we are all getting beat up by life. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're 60 years old. I don't care if you're 50 years old, 30 years old, 15 years old. We are all getting whooped on our levels. Because a lot of us just don't know things. And let's go back to who you hang around, what you know. But at the end of the day, you still just not going to know everything. You're not. And the stigma is based off lack of knowledge. That's it. So while we continue to blame ourselves because you did not know, I just really want y'all to let that sink in. You're blaming yourself because you did not know. You did everything you did know. You used the condom. You asked the questions. You dated him for a period of time. You got to know him. You did all the things that you should do. Sometimes you do the things out of order. And so what? You did whatever you could based off the knowledge that you have. You did everything you could and you still landed here. You still landed here because you did not know that herpes is skin to skin. You did not know that a condom do not protect you from herpes. You did not know that it was not including your STD testing. That's it, y'all. We have to understand you are living a stigma based off lack of knowledge. I just want I want y'all to go to sleep on that and realize I am living a stigma of herpes based off what other people don't know. Everything you know now make you realize I understand how easy it is to get on this side of the fence. It's so easy to get an STD when you don't know anything. And there's some people who think they did know stuff. And I met so many people who are in the health industry and don't know half of what they know, thought they know. Thought they know. Okay? And I'm only telling you this from pure love, y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. I keep it real with y'all. I keep it raw with y'all. I want us to overcome this stigma. And this is just not for herpes. This is for everything. As y'all can see, Virtue. I love this shirt. Somebody gave it to me and she was doing an HIV event because she had a family member who passed away from HIV. And they had a stigma. People who have lupus, they have a stigma. People who have sickle cell, they have a stigma. Diabetes, people who have autism, people who have any type of mental illness. It's all stigmas across the globe. And most people have those stigmas on their people because they don't know. Chris, I understand what you're going through. And once as much as you're going through, we all went through. You're just not there yet. And that's okay. It's all right. You don't have to explain to us why you're not there yet. You don't have to explain that. You don't have to explain it. I've been where you are, honey. Don't want to get over it. Don't want to let it go. It's okay. But soon enough, you're going to let it go. Or you're going to stay exactly where you are. And I know you don't want to stay there. Nobody do. It's not healthy. You don't like how you feel. I've been there. I've been there. And I made a decision to say, screw it. I'm not staying here no more because I'm tired of it. Same the way we'll do with a job. You get sick of being treated any type of way by your manager. You get sick of not making enough money and be able to take care of your children and take care of your bills. What you do? You go do your resume over and you go get a new job. But you got to get sick of it. A lot of us ain't sick of it. A lot of us are okay with just being sad enough. You ain't sick of it yet. When you get sick of it, you'll move on. I promise you, you will move on. But until you get sick of it and it's making you sick and you're not living your full potential and you're not living the life you want to live, my whole thing is, if you don't feel like you'll ever get there, remember, that's the life you have to live. Nobody else have to live it but you. But you. Nobody else have to live it. Just know nobody else is going to be affected by your life but you. And that's it. That's the only person who's going to be affected is you. You not living your full potential and having everything you dreamed of is because you chose to stay where you are. You have control of your life. Nobody else do at this moment. Nobody else do at this moment. This is for any situation you're in. And I'm just not talking about herpes. This is about everything. This is about everything, y'all. Everything in your life. Now it's up to you now. We make mistakes. We get in situations. We get quote unquote consequences for our actions. Cool. You learn from it. You grieve. Because honestly, that's all we're doing. We're grieving. We're grieving this. This is a grief process. If anybody know about the grieving process, have ever lost a family member, the grieving process is hard. You go from acceptance, you go from a depression, you go from happiness, you go to up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Don't know what to do. No. It's a process. It's 7 steps to grieve. And I will really strongly, I'm going to suggest you go look up grief. We are grieving that our lives are different. You have lost your old life. It's gone. It's gone. Same way that you lose a loved one. They're gone. Now you got to learn how to live life without it. Same way that you do with a loved one is the same thing you got to do now. You got to learn how to live without it. And you got to learn how my life is going to be now since it's gone. And if anybody has lost anybody dear, I'm lucky I have not lost too many people dear to me. But I can think about somebody that I love dearly and he passed away in college and I loved him. Really good friend, whatever. And I lost him. Didn't talk to him a lot, but when I lost him, I was like, oh my God, life is different that he's gone. Life is different that he's gone. I'm used to seeing him and laughing with them and all this other stuff. Like I said, I didn't talk to him a lot because we went to 2 different colleges, but when I seen him, he brought me joy. And herpes snatch our joy from us sometimes. It literally ripped our heart into 2 pieces. And we are looking around like, where is my other part of my heart? Because I don't know where it's at. I have no clue where it is. No clue. None. And it takes time, but it takes effort. Time alone is not enough. It takes effort that you're moving forward and making a decision moment by moment to say, you know what? Today I'm not having a good day and it's okay. Today I'm not happy with myself, but that's okay. But I'm not going to down myself in the process. Watch what you're saying to yourself. Watch what you're speaking over yourself. Watch it. Watch your mouth. That's something my pastor talked about today. Pastor, you was on point. Pastor Chad's Life Church. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to understand. You have to watch yourself. You have to watch yourself. Watch your mouth. Because your mouth is your life and your death. Be careful what you say. Because a lot of us keep saying, I'm not ever going to get over this. I ain't never going to forgive him. I'm never going to date again. I'm never going to have kids. I'm never going to do this. You right. You ain't never going to do nothing. Because you keep telling yourself that your words are powerful. And until we understand that herpes is mental, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle. It's going to be easier for others than you wonder why other people are able to move forward because they choose to say certain different things and live differently. Live differently. Herpes is a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. It's not physical. It's mental. I'm trying to tell y'all. It is mental, Chris. That's the reason why you still stuck where you at. Because it's a mental game. Listen to what you're saying to yourself. Listen to what... I need you to go back and read everything you just said. That's your mental state. That's what you think about yourself and how you look at your situation. My situation ain't like that because I don't think like that. The situation, some other people don't look like that because they don't think like that. It's many times me and you have talked, or anybody else have talked, and you have spoken to other people's lives because you seen them say something over themselves and you told them, don't say that. So the same way I see you do that for other people, I'm going to do it to you. No, don't say that. I have seen you do it. So the same way you do that for other people, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Don't say that. Don't do that. That ain't right. Don't do that to yourself. Yes, you can feel whatever you want to feel. You have the right to feel, but you got a right to watch your mouth. You got the right to watch your mouth because your life is your mouth. Your life is your mouth. I'm trying to tell y'all. We don't want to believe that. We do not, but it's the truth. Chris, I love you. I'm not saying nothing else. Anybody else have questions or concerns? I hope this helped in many ways. But I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all don't accept that herpes is a mental thing, it's going to be hard for a lot of y'all. Many people ain't never going to get over this because they are not dealing with their mental state. This is not a physical problem. This is a mental problem. I'm trying to tell y'all. I have learned this over years. Now that I'm in school to be a mental counselor. Y'all, I read these books and I think about us and I be like, oh my God, we're struggling because we don't understand how our brain works. We're struggling because we don't understand what we're saying. We're struggling because we're trying to compare things based off what we heard. Our mind is so powerful. We don't understand. This thing is complex and it controls you. Whatever you tell your brain, it's going to protect. If you keep telling your brain nothing gonna happen, your brain will say, hold up, girl. Wait, you told me no, that's dangerous. That's scary. You can't do that. And we wonder why it's hard to get over stuff or how to get over hurdles in our lives because we begin telling ourselves for so long, you can't do it. You can't do it. And people have been saying it. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. And you wonder why every time you get halfway to it and you about to jump the hurdle, that you don't jump at all. It's because your mind is telling you, no, you told me that's dangerous. No, you told me that makes you scared. No, you told me we run from things like that that don't make us feel comfortable. Your mind is your protector. But sometimes what is it protecting? Is it protecting you from living the best life, or is it protecting you to live in a life that you hate the most? What is it protecting? What is your mind protecting? And if you don't like what your mind is protecting, it's going to take you time, and effort, a heck of an effort to break your mind out of that mind state. You're going to have to break it, and it's going to take you time. It took me 7 years to get to a point to stand in front of y'all and do this for y'all and do it for me. Do it for me too. But it took me 7 years to do that. It took me 7 years to finally decide that I'm going to change my full mindset. Yeah, I was living, I was dating, I was doing that. But I said, you know what? If I'm able to do it, let me help other people. But it took me a long time to decide that I want to put myself on a pedestal to do it. I had to stop worrying about what everybody got to say and what they think. It don't matter. They ignorant in my mind because you don't know my life. You don't know my truth. You ignorant on my end because you don't know me. You don't know nothing about me, only what I decide to share. And that ain't everything. Because we don't tell everything. Because they ain't everybody's business. You know? So, I love y'all. I hope this helped. Please, I would strongly suggest y'all watch this video over a couple of times. Because I'm trying to tell y'all. If y'all don't hear what I'm telling y'all, it's going to take y'all a minute to get over this. And it don't have to. It don't have to. It don't. But a lot of us struggle with our mental state prior to herpes. And now herpes is amplifying everything. So, I hope you watch this again. If you just came on, make sure you watch this whole video again. I love y'all. I hope this impacts y'all in so many ways. Because this is, I tell y'all, this is the reason why I'm where I am today. Because I was able to get over those 3 struggles. I was able, and it took me 7 years to do it. I don't want it to take y'all that long. I don't want it to take y'all that long. I promise y'all, I don't want it to take y'all that long. It don't have to take y'all that long. If y'all listen to what I'm telling y'all and just put in the work. Get the help that you need and you will be fine. Okay? I love y'all. Talk to y'all soon.